that there was no way in less than a year could he raise the kind of money to compete against folks who had been building their war chests for quite a long while. And then what Barack did was that he created this amazing base of donors that included folks that were writing $25 and $50 and $75. And just last week, we announced the 1 millionth donor. So some record-breaking achievements that made him competitive in terms of fundraising in ways that no one could have imagined, but then they said, well, the money's not important. Remember that? Money doesn't count. It's not the money. Everybody's going to raise the money. As soon as he raised it, they said, of course, everybody's going to raise the money. They said he couldn't build the organization.
Right.
They said there was no way that in less than a year he could build the kind of organization that compete with the dynasty that had been out there building their organization for a much longer period of time. But then what happened? Then you all came along. Thousands of volunteers. And while we are proud of the fact that we have attracted more young people, our volunteer base is very diverse. Folks who have walked away from jobs and education and careers, they are moving, traveling, following this road show all around the country. Everywhere I go, I see folks, I'm like, now I'm in Iowa, now I'm in South Carolina. People have really engaged. And as a result of that movement, you know, we built up these phenomenal offices in all these early states, Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, you name it. And what the Democratic Party regulars were saying is that they hadn't seen an organization as well structured and full of energy. So we built it, right? He built that organization, but once he built it, they said it's not organization. That's not what's important. Everybody's going to be able to build an organization. It was Iowa that was critical. Right? Iowa was the test. Because they said Iowa was important because it was a caucus. Right? You remember that?
Yeah.
And the caucus was different because all the candidates would have to spend a lot of time in that state on the ground, and that the folks, the citizens of Iowa, would really dissect the candidates. And they would really figure out, and there was no way that Barack Obama could win Iowa, especially when there were people who had been building their organizations in that state for a long period of time. But let me tell you, we went to Iowa, and we were in Iowa for a while. I think I've been in every county, in every little borough in Iowa. And we went into people's kitchens, in their schools and community centers, and lo and behold, what happened?